Hey guys, it's M. So, in my very long absence, quite a few minutes have come and gone with me being unable to talk about them. This being the current one, at least at the time of writing this. Lynn and Louie, what girl is named Louie? For this video, I'm going to be calling them Rin and Rui, because it's one of the other ways you can say their name either or. So anyways, Rin and Rui are the newest support units added to HNK Legends. And like the other support unit, this one's pretty meta-defining, at least for the moment. And you know what the problem is with these two? On the surface, you probably wouldn't even understand what makes them good. I'm pretty sure if you're not in the top 1 or 200, you're not checking what every new unit's passives do, and you're probably terrified they can cause your rank to plummet. Sure, they heal and give wall, which by itself is pretty stupidly good, but I mean, Yuria gives revives, so does any of that matter? For those who don't know what makes these two good, let me put it in a language you can understand, because their passive alone does a lot. In short, it buffs everyone on their team by 25%, which this is nice. And then you get to the fun little nugget of, nerfing the enemy team's passives all by 81%. This percentage is fucking insane. It should be somewhat expected of a rank gacha character, but good lord if it ain't extreme. This alone puts units in the garbage can. Units that can give damage reduction might as well not exist, as the percentage is so low it hardly matters. HP buffing passes are lowered, so extremely tanky units can get heavily shafted if your team comp isn't good. Passive damage buffs are still going to be there, but they're going to be noticeably weaker. And this stuff affects every single unit. By the enemy team just having these two dainty girls, your whole team is getting hit with a nerf patch. As someone who used to run a scrolled Yuria, the way they skim units' effects is immediately noticeable. You won't need Yuria's revives if you have these two, because if you brought them, the units that would have needed Yuria's revives probably just wouldn't have died anyways. There isn't a single reason to use the other two if you have Rin and Rui. What about the other things they have, like their special or secret technique, you may be asking? It's just better than the others. You don't even have to break it down and cross-examine code to feel why. Their special technique can give wall, which, if you don't know, blocks 80% of damage, so that's fun. It also heals all units for around 30% of their HP, along with granting Celestial Spear to back row units and Celestial Shield to front row units. To summarize what they do, Spear make damage good and Shield make live longer. This already beats out Guang, I don't know how to say his name, guys, don't believe me, in Yuria's special text. Even at face value of someone who doesn't read descriptions, it's blatantly obvious how helpful they're being. Yuria's secret technique gave you healing for a single hit, which is cute, but in the Lost Paradise chem meta where you can get hit multiple times, and in a world where multiple units can hit your entire team turn 1, it pretty much negates Yuria's whole effect. It just makes it so it doesn't matter. As for Wheelchair Man over here, nobody even runs him, so I don't even remember what his secret tech does. Now on to the ultimate or special technique. Rin and Rui give wall, healing, a small buff, lethal, and can give crit. They pretty much overshadow everything the other two can do. Wheelchair Guy's only kinda good trait was that it gave him might for a turn, and if you scrolled him it could give grit. Their lethal kinda overshadows his might, and it lasts 2 turns instead of 1. Since he's not the only unit that gives crit anymore, there's no reason to even run him for that purpose. As for Yuria, while she still does have revive, and is the only support unit that can give revive like I said earlier, compared to these two's buffs, it barely matters. Her Compassionate Blessing or whatever, again, like I said earlier, is cute, but doesn't really contribute too much anymore. I wouldn't say she got as heavily shafted as Wheelchair Guy, but I wouldn't run her anymore if you have these two. The problem really is that these two are god tier support units. I don't feel comfortable saying that they're Lost Paradise 10 meta busters, but maybe that's just because they can't damage you. Most of their good effects are in things you can't see, so even after how much I hype them and how they're the best support units in the game right now, I don't even know where to put them on the danger scale because everything they do is in numbers. That's mainly what's so scary about them. You're fighting against a threat you mainly can't see. So let me put it to you like this. If you see a team with a decent front row, a somewhat alright damage dealing back row, and then these two, and you don't have a Rin and Rui yourself, you might as well back it up because you're most likely not beating them. So for a solid back row, you just mean LP Ken, right? That's the worst part. I don't even mean just him. My team was what you see here. It's not the best, but for a free-to-play player, it's pretty decent. Haven't had the best luck with my pulls recently, so it is what it is. Pre-Rin and Rui, I was struggling to stay in the top 200 because I kept losing to LP Ken. When I pulled these two and put them on my team, it boosted me to the top 100 of my server without even having the most meta-defining damage unit we have in the game at the moment. That's just how scarily good they are. Anyways, I'm sure people will have thoughts on what I've said here in this video. Like always, I'm glad to discuss with you guys in the comments, and with that, I've been M. and I am out.